ignorance. Ignorance is the key to everything, because everything comes from ignorance. What we will challenge, what we will accept, what we will respond to, what we will ignore, all comes from ignorance. What we will support and what we won't. And the idea from cradle to grave is to keep us in that state of ignorance. State schooling is stage one. Actually, it's stage two. Parents putting their programming onto their children before school is stage one if their parents are in that state of mind. But this is the first major program. State schooling decoded. It seems so complex, but all it means is that we're here to program your perceptions throughout your formative years so the state controls your mind for the rest of your life. End of story. And we call it education and learning about the world. No, it's learning about the world that in power wishes us to believe in. And here we go from school and we go into this free society. I'm free, I can do what I like. Go to work, get married, have children, act normal, walk on the pavement, watch TV, obey the law, save for your old age, then repeat after me, I am free. And we keep having to say we're free, and in America they keep having to tell the people they're free every 5 minutes because they might otherwise suss that they're not. Slavery was never abolished, it was only extended to include everyone, and yet people go so out of their way to convince themselves they're not in a state of slavery. This is slavery, but this could be an office. We have to be every morning at 9 o'clock, otherwise you don't earn the money to survive another month. I mean, spot the bloody difference. Apart from the fact that chickens can't go home at night and watch Simon Bloody Cow, I don't see a lot. Slavery, it works better when you don't tell them. Because then you get no response to the fact that they're slaves because they don't think they are. First stage of disconnecting from slavery, realize you're in a state of slavery, then you know what to disconnect from. This is great, George Carlin. Oh, you hate your job? Why do you say so? There's a support group for that. It's called Everybody, and they meet at the bar. And that's not true of everybody, but the vast majority of people every morning around the world get up out of bed, if they have one, and go to do something they'd really rather not do, but they got to pay the rent, so they got to do it. They're pissing on us and we say it's raining. No, we're free. We're free. I've got to vote every 4 years. To vote for different masks on the same face. It's ever so free. Oh, Leonardo da Vinci. There are 3 classes of people. Those who see when they are shown, those who do not see. And this system we call life is designed, again from cradle to grave, to make sure as many people do not see. And that's what I call the perception deception. Call my last book Perception Deception. I can't think of 2 words together that sum up our situation more than that. Because when there's a few controlling the many, you can't do it physically. You can do it physically in a small area. You can't do it physically across the world. You have to program the perception of the people so that they see the world the way that suits you. And from perception, again, comes everything. What I will challenge, what I will support, all of it. What I will see as good, bad, moral, immoral, all of it comes from perception, the point of perception. And that is the stadium on which the control of humanity is played out minute by minute. And it's even in their own quotes. These are 3 major CIA people. William Casey, CIA director, will know when our disinformation program is complete when everything the American public believes is false. The CIA owns everyone of any significance in the major media. William Coley, CIA director. Deception is a state of mind and the mind of the state. James Angleton, infamous CIA operative. It's all a mind game. And if we don't fall for it, we don't fall into the trap of seeing that we are slaves while thinking we're free. And here he is, the personification of frickin' evil. Decade after decade after decade after decade. If he went to jail for his crimes against humanity, A, they would have to throw the key mid-Atlantic, not worth keeping it, and he would have to reincarnate many times to complete the frickin' sentence. It's not a matter of what is true that counts, but what is perceived to be true. Exactly. And if we believe official sources, we are believing what they want to perceive us to be true. They don't call it television programming for nothing. Television programming. Fear Ebola, fear ISIS, fear today, fear tomorrow, fear each other, fear Russia, fear for your kids, fear climate change, fear, 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 fear. Fear everything and then give us your power so we can save you from what we've manipulated you to fear. It's going on day after day after day across the great spectrum of society. It tells you what to wear, what to eat, what to think, what to love, what to fear, who to ridicule, who to condemn. And it makes stupid people famous. What is that? What is it? I mean, what is it? You know, my mother always used to get words wrong. She talked about defective inspectors and snatcher dispel. Snatcher distel for anyone younger than me. And she'd look at that, she'd say, "Hey up, Dave, she's twerping." Yes, mother, because she's a frickin' twerp. George Orwell, 1984. Football, beer, and above all gambling filled up the horizon of their minds. To keep them in control was not difficult. And note that, if you watch sport in this country, he wrote that all that time ago, 1948 that book came out. Above all gambling. The television sport coverage is awash with gambling. Who's that bloke? Ray Winston? Have a bang on that. Nah. I'm a man of the people, me. So lose your money. Nah. God, what bollocks we put up with.
It's all an illusion. And it's an illusion that we can enjoy, or it's an illusion that can control us. But what has happened is that we have forgotten that we are the dream and the dreamer. And the dream has taken over. And the dream has led us to believe that we are a part. We think in terms of parts, not whole. We think in terms of David Icke, not infinite consciousness. And therefore, we've got caught in an illusory trap of division. Think of an eddy or whirlpool in a river. It's part of the river, but it's in a different state of reality. It's not flowing with the river, it's in its own little world. And as it said, as long as the circumstances remain the same, that eddy will just keep going round and round and round and round. Only when the circumstances change, the flow changes, will it become flowing back into the river again and become the oneness. And when it started, this voice started talking to me, it opened up by saying, there's only one thing you really need to know. Infinite love is the only truth. Everything else is illusion. And in my mind, I went to say everything, and I got halfway through, it said everything else is illusion. Because what it was saying was, the only truth is the existence of this infinite one consciousness, which is all loving, all knowing, all wise, the harmonious amalgamation of all. Everything else is the imagination of that consciousness made manifest, illusion. We have a dream and we wake up and we say, oh, I had this amazing dream. Well, the only difference between that and this is we believe this dream is real. And of course, in the dreams, when we fall off the edge of cliffs, we just wake up, we're all right. We don't get splattered on the rocks because it's just a dream. But we do here because we believe in the limitations of this dream, and therefore we experience the limitations of this dream.